This is the question I get all the time. What is a community battery? You will have heard it as well. Sometimes it's referred to also as a neighborhood battery. So generally what these are 500 kilowatt to 5 megawatt batteries. And if you saw the picture Jason had before, a lot of the time they're actually 3 or 4 batteries together to make up a 2 or 3 megawatt battery. But this is, you can see the size of it. As Jason mentioned, a 1 to 2 megawatt battery could take up maybe up to 200 households. A 500 kilowatt battery, maybe about 50 households. But there's a broad range there. Third one is cost. Cost can be up to $1 million, depending on your size of your battery, depending on where you source it from. The costs are coming down. This is where we live in a really interesting time. Solar PV, I don't know if you remember, but 10, 15 years ago was ridiculously expensive. And then suddenly the production costs made it come down. And so it's still expensive now, but it's getting more and more affordable. And that's one of the areas where we are in community batteries at the moment. It can be connected virtually or directly. What we mean by directly is generally not what we're really talking about, but directly is your direct connection to the battery. Virtually is you go through the retailer's lines and all of that. And a lot of that gets very technical. Even I'm still having trouble completely understanding. But that gets one of the things that is addressed as we go forward. The other biggest question I get on this is, and we were just talking before with someone, it's like, but don't they explode? Don't they go on fire? The battery technology now is getting quite mature. Yes, you always have some example, but overall the battery technology is getting mature. And Glenn can answer this later, but we were talking to him at the beginning as we were considering working on this, is, you know, my problem is if I invest in a software and then 2 years later it's out of date. If I buy an Apple Mac, 2 years later it's out of date, do I need to buy a new one? And that's what I would be most scared with batteries. If I spend $15,000 on one now, am I going to be able to use that for 10 years? The battery technology now is at a level of maturity where we don't have that exponential change in the batteries so that the battery you buy now is worthless in 2-3 years. So it's a mature technology, it's a safe technology, and unlike this humming, it's a low sound technology as well.